Hey guys, this is Fluffals Incorporated, and I wanted to talk to you guys about how Fluffals can take on the meta this time around. This is post-Code the Duelist, so I had to do this kind of video because it's completely necessary to do a video on this. And at the time that I'm recording this video, it is my birthday, so happy birthday to me. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys this video because I see some people losing faith in Fluffals. I mean, it's understandable. Post links, they are pretty hard to play, and getting their best plays is quite difficult, considering that they have to use patchwork to even get some of their best boards, which we don't have right now. But I'll give you guys this much. This is harder to play, but that doesn't mean their viability went down any more than other decks. Clearly, the two top decks right now are True Draco and Zoo. And it's not going to change anytime soon, I'm sure, unless the ban list does something about it. But knowing Konami, they'll probably just slap them in the wrist. But I digress. Another deck I can consider to be meta, which I'm not going to say is a big promising thing, is probably World Chalice after the list. But for now I consider them rogue because True Draco and Zoo are pretty much Spellbook Dragon Ruler format all over again. So I'm going to talk about those two decks in particular, with True Draco and Zoo. The best play that you can have right now against that deck is using the Instant Fusion play, using Fright for Sheep and Fright for Sabertooth, both of which Zoo cannot get rid of them reliably. I mean, if you use the Sabertooth play to bring back Sheep and use 3 materials, you can actually just, prevent from being destroyed by battle or by card effects. So unless you use Whiptail and Trident, there's no consistent way of them getting rid of both monsters. And that in itself is quite an accomplishment. I mean, if you attack a Trident with Whiptail, but you attack it with Sheep, you can't banish it with Whiptail because of Sheep's effect negation while it attacks. And Sabertooth can't be destroyed by Tridents or by Masterpiece. Not to mention that sometimes with Sheep, they can actually reliably get rid of Masterpiece with a Sabertooth if they tribute a spell off for it. And that's not too hard to say, because honestly, there are quite a bit of ridiculous fusion plays you can do with Fluffals right now. But, people just completely dismiss those plays. So I'm just going off of what people commonly know. Also, if you are that concerned about cards being destroyed, you should probably just stick with the Instant Fusion play, or play Fright for Reborn for Fright for Tiger if you're still sold on Fright for Tiger being a good card, which I am still sold on. I mean, it's kind of my replacement for Patchwork, even though it's a completely different card from Patchwork. It's just a one-of right now, because it's searchable by Edgem Chain. And honestly, the plays have not slowed down in the slightest. And I'm a strong believer that Fluffals can actually take on True Draco, and they can take on Zoo pretty well, considering the circumstances. They have advantages over Zoo, like Zoo has advantages over Fluffals. But Fluffals themselves, they generate more advantage when they go off than Zoo when they do normal plays. But if I were to give any kind of downer towards Fluffals, it would be True King Dinosaurs. I mean, after the next list, we're probably going to see True King Dinosaur everywhere. And then we're going to see that Fluffals are not going to be as viable as they are now, considering that, all things considered, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno absolutely craps on this deck, at least with Miscellaneous Source protecting it with Fright for Tiger tries to destroy it and that kind of crap. And they can flip monsters down, Book of Eclipse style, and they don't even give you pluses after that. It's just the sheer insanity of dinosaurs that puts them over the top in the next list if they are left alone on that list. And also, even though people may not realize it, despite Links being out, Dimensional Barrier is still a very good card. It may not get hit because Links are out. That may be Konami's excuse to never hit Dimensional Barrier, and to never hit Solemn Strike, which Fluffals can't dodge the Dimensional Barrier, but they can dodge Solemn Strike very easy. And that's one of the biggest advantages with the deck. I mean, they can't... Sabertooth, Sheep, those two are your best cards against Zoo and True Draco. And they're not hard to get into either. It's not hard to shift the focus to that combo. If you're to play triple or double Instant Fusion, and have your cards ready for cards like Sabertooth and Penguin, Edgem Chain, to get those cards to have them dodge Solemn Strike and get your monsters back, they have no reliable, immediate way to get rid of both and continue on, unless they use Dimensional Barrier. In which case, it's still a pretty tricky way, but you can still play So you can still play defensively if you ever wanted to. Just play Monster in Defense with Sheep. And it makes pretty easy link plays too. But, you know, that's just suggesting that you kill across someone that's playing Dimensional Barrier Game 1. And sometimes you can even play Grisale Prison against Zoo if you ever wanted to. And that's not a very bad play either. And it's a pretty reliable way to get around Trident. And if you want to go even further, they can tech in enemy controller and the Lunalite Black Sheep, you know, if they ever want to search Poly and take a Trident for a Broad Bull or something. And that would be a very good play if you ever wanted to try it out. If you are going first, you can try taking 2 enemy controller against a pure Zoo player and see how far you can get just by using those. But those are my thoughts on Fluffals. If you ever wanted to hear my opinions on it, that's how they could take on True Draco and Zoo to the best. I mean, you may not always have access to that play, but Red Protector is still a reliable card in itself. You know, just popping itself on with other cards if you ever wanted to use Edgem Chain. Frightful Reborn. But still, those are my thoughts on my meta-analysis with Fluffals. I know it's still a really tough matchup, and it's only going to get even tougher from here, considering that dinosaurs are going to be top tier soon. But I have faith in Fluffals, and I have faith that they can actually make an impact on this metagame if played with the right hands. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join the fight for army, and together we will beat the meta. Talk to you guys next time, and hopefully you will enjoy my next replay video. But for now, take care of yourselves, and wish me a happy birthday or something. Just be polite, please.